Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we're gonna talk about Deixis and Discourse grammar. Let's start from Deixis. Deixis deal with pragmatics. So learning pragmatics is very crucial, very important for us. It teaches us how to interact with people, to have an effective communication with people. Pragmatics is not only about what people say, but how people say it and how other people interpret their meanings in different social contexts. Because it is actually hard for a listener to understand what speaker really means. Like who are they talking about, when it happened, where it took place. So this confusion can cause problem in conversations. So when the listener know the situation, know the context, the meaning must be clearer. So pragmatics deal with understanding meaning. A big part of pragmatics is studying deixis. Deixis is a study about words that can change the meaning. Let's get into the definition first. So deixis refers to the words or phrases that point particular time, place, or person in relation to the writer or speakers. The word deixis itself derives from Greek word meaning to indicate or to show. So the interpretation changes based on the speaker's position, space, and time. Karl Buller was a pioneer studying deixis. He proposed two main categories of deixis. The first is deictic. Deictic refers to the words that point on something in a current situation. For example, the words I and here. I refers to who are talking and here refers to where they are. The second is symbolic. This is when the words based on shared understanding or what was mentioned earlier in the conversation. For example, John is late. He will arrive soon. So the word he refers to the John that was mentioned earlier. Other than two types of deixis that was proposed by Karl Buller, there are also 5 types of deixis that I will provide to you. So the first is person deixis. Person deixis refers to the use of personal pronouns that showed the identity of the speaker, the listener, or the parties that is involved in the conversation, indirectly or directly. I guess you are familiar with the use of third person, second person, and first person in grammar class, right? So that is person deixis. So if we talk about first person, means that we are talking about ourselves. For example, I am reading a book, means that me, myself, reading a book. The second person, we use the word you. For example, you are going to bed, means that I want her or him going to bed. And the third person, we refer to the someone or people that is not involved directly in this conversation. The words are she, he, or they. For example, they are going to my party. The second is place deixis. Place deixis refers to the use of expressions that show the location of the speakers, listener, or other parties. So, for example, assume that I'm the speaker. If I told someone, come here, means that I want that person come close to me or come near to me. So the word here refers to close. And then if I told someone he is sitting there, the word there means it is far from me. So place deixis actually refers to the use of here or there. It is also the use of the direction like left, right, up and down. Also the preposition in, on, at. The next is time deixis. Time deixis refers to the use of expressions that indicate the time relative to the speaker or listener when the utterance is made. For example, I will meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow means that I will meet him or her a day after this current day. So the time deixis usually used the adverbs like tomorrow, yesterday, now, and also verb tenses is a form of time deixis. For example, she walks. We know it indicates presence, and she walked. We know that it indicates past. The next is discourse deixis. Discourse deixis refers to the use of expressions that indicates to some part of the discourse, text or conversation itself. It points out what has been said or what is about to be said. For example, as I mentioned earlier, we will have a meeting tomorrow. The word earlier indicates this is something that has been said previously. The other example is, in the next chapter, we will discuss about past tense. The phrase in the next chapter is something what will appear. So the discourse deixis usually refers to the conjunctions, the use of conjunctions such as therefore, to sum up, in conclusion, next, and etc. The last is social deixis. Social deixis refers to the expressions that indicates social relationship, status, or roles between the participants of the communications. It often involves the politeness markers or titles. For example, Dr. John is leading the meeting. The use of doctor, professor, sir, ma'am, commonly referred as social deixis. Each of these types of deixis demonstrate that language can be so flexible and change meaning depending on who are talking, where they are, what time they are referring to, what has been said, and the social relationship between the members. That was all for the deixis, and next part, my friend will explain to you about discourse grammar.
Hello everyone! In today's presentation, we're going to explore an important aspect of discourse analysis, that is discourse grammar. Discourse grammar helps us understand how sentences and larger chunks of text fit together to create meaningful communication. It's more than just individual sentences, it's about how these sentences interact in larger contexts like conversation, speeches, or written text. So, what exactly is discourse grammar? Unlike traditional grammar, which focuses on the structure of sentences, discourse grammar looks at how sentences connect and relate to one another. It examines how we use language in real communication across larger pieces of text. Discourse grammar involves features like coherence, cohesion, theme and rhyme, reference, substitution, and ellipsis. These elements help us build logical structure and meaningful text that works as a whole. There are some key concepts of discourse grammar. The first is coherence. Coherence refers to the overall sense and unity of text. A coherent text is one where the ideas flow smoothly and are easy to understand. Coherence depends on more than just words. It requires a logical sequence of ideas and the use of relevant information. The second is cohesion. Cohesion, on the other hand, deals with how sentences are tied together using linguistic devices. This includes conjunctions, pronouns, and lexical ties that help link different parts of a text. For example, words like however, therefore, and in addition are used to connect ideas and maintain flow. Cohesion contributes to coherence by making the text easier to follow. The third is theme and rhyme. The theme is the what of the sentence, what we are talking about. The rhyme is the new information that we provide about the theme. For instance, in the sentence, the car broke down on the highway. The theme is the car, and the rhyme gives us new information about it. The fourth is reference. Reference deals with how language points to the things outside the text or within the text itself. For example, pronouns like he, she, it, or demonstratives like this and that help avoid repetition and create a smoother flow of ideas. And the last is substitution and ellipsis. Substitution occurs when one word or phrase is replaced with another to avoid redundancy. For example, instead of repeating a noun, we might use one or it. Ellipsis, similarly, omits parts of the sentence when they can be understood from the context. This keeps the discourse concise and avoids unnecessary repetition. Now, let's dive into the pragmatic use of discourse grammar. Pragmatics focuses on language use in context, meaning it's concerned with how people use language to convey meaning beyond just the literal words. Discourse grammar plays a key role in pragmatics because it helps us understand implicatures, meanings that are not directly stated but inferred. For example, consider the conversation between person A and B. Person A said, "Can you pass the salt?" Person B said, "Sure." In this context, person A isn't really asking if person B is capable of passing the salt, they are requesting it. The discourse is coherent because of the shared context and the pragmatic understanding of requests in conversation. Another example, person A said, "Wow, it's really cold in here." Person B said, "I'll close the window." There are two meanings that we can see. The first is the literal meaning. Person A is just making an observation about the temperature. He said, "It's cold in here." Person B responds with an action plan. He said, "I'll close the window." On the surface, person A is not directly asking for anything, and person B is not simply agreeing with the cold temperature, but offering a solution. The pragmatic meaning is in conversation, meaning often goes beyond the exact words spoken. Here, person A's statement about the cold implies that they might want something done about it, like closing the window. Person B understands this implied meaning, even though it wasn't explicitly stated as a request, like, "Can you close the window?" Discourse grammar comes into play in how the two sentences from person A and person B work together to create a coherent conversation. They are related not because of grammatical structure, but through the pragmatic context. For the cohesion, there is a link between the cold temperature mentioned by person A and the action of closing the window by person B, even though these actions are not directly stated as cause and effect. The conversation flows logically because of shared understanding. And for the coherence, the conversation remains coherent because both speakers rely on context. Person B's response logically fits with person A's comment, even though no formal request was made. In short, pragmatic use of discourse grammar means an understanding how people interpret and respond to each other based on implied meaning rather than just literal sentences. It's about how real conversations work beyond just grammar rules. By using context, assumptions, and shared knowledge, discourse grammar also helps managing turn-taking in conversation, politeness strategies, and how we understand speech acts like requests, promises, and apologies. Pragmatics guides how we structure sentences based on social context, audience, and intention, making discourse more effective. Now let's talk about the use of discourse grammar in classroom settings. Teaching discourse grammar is crucial for developing students' language skills. Here are a few ways it can be applied in the classroom. The first is enhancing writing skills. Teachers can help students improve coherence and cohesion in their writing by focusing on how ideas are linked through transitions and reference devices. For example, encouraging the use of cohesive words like therefore, in addition, helps students produce more logical and connected essays. Second, improving reading comprehension by analyzing the discourse grammar of text. students can better understand how information is structured. This can also help them infer meanings and predict upcoming information, improving their comprehension of complex reading materials. And the third is developing speaking and listening skills. In conversations, discourse grammar teaches students how to maintain coherence when responding and how to use ellipses or substitution to avoid redundancy. It also guides them on managing turns in group discussions, ensuring smooth and coherent interactions. Finally, let's discuss real-world applications of discourse grammar. First, in professional communication in fields like business or law, effective communication depends on producing clear and coherent discourse. For instance, in business emails or legal documents, maintaining coherence ensures that the reader can easily follow the argument or instruction without getting lost in the details. The second, in media and journalism, journalists rely heavily on discourse grammar to craft articles that are not only grammatically correct but also coherent and cohesive. Whether it's a new article or an interview transcript, maintaining a logical flow of information is key to delivering a clear message to the audience. The third, in technology and AI, discourse grammar is used in designing chatbots and virtual assistants to ensure that their responses are coherent and contextually appropriate. When interacting with users, the system needs to manage turn taking, refer back to previous inputs, and produce coherent answers. Skills that are grounded in discourse grammar. In summary, discourse grammar provides the tools to understand how sentences fit together in meaningful ways, whether in pragmatics, teaching, or real-world applications. It helps us analyze language in context and enhance communication. Thank you for watching. We hope this presentation has given you a clearer understanding of Deixis, discourse grammar, and its practical uses. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Bye!